An unidentified man stole 3 amputated legs from a hospital. A basketball star is in trouble for smuggling his girlfriend into his room in a suitcase. And a woman claims she got a side of marijuana with her fries at Burger King. These are the weird stories on the Weird AF News podcast. The Weird AF News podcast is weird. It's the Weird AF News podcast. Hosted by a guy in a closet. Hosted by a guy in a closet. Recording in a closet. All the weird news for your ears. For your enjoyment, all this weird news recorded in a closet. An unidentified man stole some amputated legs from a hospital. One is still missing. We have officials at the Cantacuzino Hospital in Bucharest. They alerted the police that a man stole 3 amputated legs from a storage area from the amputation storage unit. Imagine getting locked in the amputation storage unit. Oh, I wouldn't want to be in there for a few hours. That's scary. Surrounded by frozen legs and arms and fingers and ears, elbows, knees, toes, whatever's amputated at a hospital on a regular. Turns out they found 2 of the amputated legs. They've recovered. The local police have an amputation unit that they sent out. They found 2 of the 3 legs. The third is still missing. I guess that's the one that was the right fit for the for the thief. This one fits. This is good. I'd like to know why you'd be stealing so many amputated legs. Probably trying to get a jump on his early Halloween costume for next year as Dr. Octopus. That's my idea. That's my theory. Do you have a better one? Probably not. You might, but it's not as funny. All right, back to the story. We got a lot to unpack here. I'd like to know, first of all, why there's so many amputated legs at this hospital. That's a lot of amputated legs laying around. Is that normal at a hospital to have all these amputated body parts just chilling? Anybody out there work at a hospital, you can collaborate, you can commiserate. Okay, so some of this was captured on surveillance cameras. I didn't watch the video, but I'd imagine it's probably pretty funny. You can just imagine a guy running down a hospital hall with 3 frozen amputated legs under his arms. It's just a weird thing to imagine. Now, despite having this surveillance footage, the investigators have not been able to locate the suspect or identify the suspect. They've opened a criminal case for qualified theft. They're also trying to determine the whereabouts of the third leg. Somebody... what was going to happen with that third leg? I'd like to know. What do they do with these amputated parts at the hospital? I assume they discard them at some point, right? You can't really recycle them. What do they do with the parts? Does anybody know? I'm very curious. They found 2 of the legs, thankfully. One within the hospital premises near the medical waste area. Another on a street. On the street. Oh boy. No doubt somebody was walking their dog. Came across that bad boy. Leonard, what is in your mouth, Leonard? Oh, always finding things on the ground. What is that? Oh, another human body part. Sheesh. This dog and the human body parts. Keep finding them on the sidewalk. All right, we got more details. Do you want to know more details? Do you want to keep unpacking this great amputated leg caper? This occurred at 7 p.m. A male individual was seen heading toward the passage leading to the morgue near the infectious waste ramp. The area was unlocked. The person entered, stole several bags before leaving along the same route. Witnesses say they saw him fleeing the scene on foot. Come on, guys. Well, check this out. The hospital apparently was fined for the mishandling of the amputated legs. Can you imagine? Guess what the hospital was fined for mishandling some amputated legs? You'd think it'd be a lot of money, but it's not. €885. I don't even know where they're getting that number. Maybe it was just because it was legs. If it was a head, oh boy, you'd have to pay the large mishandling of an amputated head fee, I'd imagine. Anyways, that's the end of the story. And if you have any information, contact the authorities over there in Bucharest. If your roommate comes home with a leg, starts cooking it up, you might want to, call the local authorities. They need assistance. These investigators are very stumped, and if they don't identify the perpetrator, they're not going to have a leg to stand on. Anybody else getting a kick out of these puns? A basketball star in China was suspended for sneaking his girlfriend into his room in a suitcase. That's how small the girls in China are. They could just fit inside a suitcase, apparently. Although there's been cases of American men fitting in suitcases. That woman, she zipped her boyfriend up in a suitcase and died. He died in there. She actually went to trial and was convicted of the murder by suitcase suffocation. Anyone see that story? I was going to do a follow-up on it for the Patreon, but I forgot because I covered that story years ago. Anyways, I'm going off the rails here. This story is really about love. Love, so much love that you would sneak your little girlfriend into your dormitory in a suitcase. Don't you girls want a guy that loves you that much? Just shove you in a suitcase and sneak you inside the dormitory to do some homework. All right, I'm going to get into the names of the places and people involved, and I'm going to screw it up, so just letting you know. Punishment was doled out to basketball star Zhang Jingliang. This guy plays for the Guangzhou Lung Lions. This is a team that's from China's Guangdong province. I think I got that right. Zhang is 20 years old. He violated the team's management rules. One of the rules is you can't sneak your girlfriend into your dormitory in a suitcase or any handbag or fanny pack for that matter. Some of them can fit in fanny packs. They're so tiny. In a statement, the club, which is a member of the Chinese Basketball Association, you guys familiar with the CBA? They said that he had not handled his personal matters appropriately. I don't know. I think it's pretty creative for this guy to get his girlfriend in his dormitory. And why can't he bring her to his dormitory? What's the deal? All right. I mean, was it the night before a playoff game? Then maybe have some strict curfew for the nights before playoff games. But other than that, he should be able to have his girlfriend in his hotel room or whatever. I mean, it's better than him going and getting women of the night and bringing them back to his hotel room. Let him have his girlfriend over. So what? Although, I don't know, maybe his girlfriend's a problem to have around him and the team. Maybe she's like a Yoko Ono situation. You know how she kind of really, in a way, affected the downfall of the Beatles? Maybe the Zhuangzhou, Xinglang, Guanga, Zhengaling, Zhongzhong Lions have had some issues with Zhang Zhang's girlfriend. Okay, so the statement said he didn't handle his personal matters appropriately. Earlier this month, Zhang's girlfriend, who was not identified, but who some sections of the mainland media said was a struggling art student, said on social media that she was studying English all night in the dormitory. Ooh, there's a photo of her. There's a photo of her in the suitcase? Where'd they get this photo? She posed for photographs. Oh, she posed for photographs online of herself inside a suitcase. That's probably how she got caught. She posted online that she did this. Come on, girl. Use your brain. If you're, being snuck into your boyfriend's hotel, like, don't post about it the day of, night of, day after. Like, hold on to that. Wow. I mean, it's pretty wild that she can fit into this suitcase. They say these girls that are fun size? Well, there's a new term now, suitcase size. That's the end of the article. I'm getting no information. What is this guy's punishment? Is he kicked off the team? Why isn't he allowed to have his girlfriend in his dormitory? What is going on? I got so many questions. No answers. Anybody familiar with the CBA and their rules? Personally, I want my basketball players in steady relationships, if we're being honest. I think that's better for them. You don't want them out carousing all the time. You know how basketball players can be. They're tall, handsome, they got money. They're just like women all over them. So you want them to settle down with a nice suitcase-sized lady. Now, it doesn't list the height of the basketball player. I'm going to guess he's pretty tall. He's a professional basketball player. Even in China, you got to imagine they find some giant men over there to play basketball. Sometimes they export them to the U.S. Yao Ming, remember him? Super famous. Beloved, by the way. Beloved. Yao Ming was off the charts. 7'6" he was. Imagine this guy's 7-footer. this basketball player and his girlfriend fits in a suitcase. I don't know how they're making that work. But, love conquers all, even vast height discrepancies and IQ discrepancies and language barriers.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
Let's rock.
A woman received a side of marijuana with her chicken fries at a Burger King. Hey, that was my order. She got some nugs with her fries, in other words. This Burger King is located in Hamilton, Ohio. Good to know, good to know. I'm going to have to go over there and investigate this situation. Just get up a little close and personal with this Burger King that seems to want to hand out marijuana to the community as a nice gesture. This Burger King realizes that we're all stressed. They're trying to solve the problem. They're trying to be problem solvers here. McDonald's is like, we got a Happy Meal. And then Burger King's like, oh, you call that a Happy Meal? We will see your Happy Meal and raise you a happier Happy Meal. Now, in this particular story, it's all about a TikToker named Janabama. Janabama. Not familiar with Janabama. She posted a video on Sunday after visiting the Burger King in Hamilton, Ohio. Here's a quote from Janabama. Okay, went to the Burger King. Listen, I need you guys to listen. Got my kids some chicken fries. This bag came. If you look down in here, look at this. You can see some residue. She got her chicken fries with a side of. Do you see that? You can't say that here. Mary Jane. She got a side of Mary Jane from Burger King in Hamilton, Ohio. Oh, this lady. This lady's narking on the Burger King. What's wrong with you? Why can't people just accept good fortune in life and just move on with it? You don't want it? You don't want the free marijuana? Pay it forward. Give it to somebody that could use it. Instead, you snitch. When life hands you weed, you don't call the police. That's rule number 1. This lady, Janabama's video got 1 million views. How do you like this horrible snitch? She's got like way more followers than me. For what? This is probably what she does too. She just shows videos. I got my kids. I'm going to get fast food. Let me show you guys on the video. Bam, millions of followers. That's what people want to watch. They want to watch dummies. Just go to the store. Go to the DMV. Here I am spending time trying to create content. Why? Why do I do it? Why do I spend time creating content? Why not just turn the camera on while I'm taking a whiz? All right, back to the story and this ungrateful Karen. The management company for the Burger King location in Hamilton told the media they're very disappointed to learn of this incident, and they do not take incidents that put the guests in danger lightly. I don't think you put your guest in danger. I don't know what your definition of danger is, but handing somebody free marijuana is not exactly danger in my book. In most books. You know what's more dangerous than handing your customers that marijuana is the high fructose sugary drinks that you serve over there that can give everyone diabetes. I think that's more dangerous than the marijuana she found, Janabama, in her little bag. You know what's more dangerous than the marijuana you handed out to Janabama on the TikTok? Yeah, the Burger King bathroom. All right? The Burger King bathroom is a deadly place. I've been to them. I'm afraid to touch anything in there. Do you have anyone that cleans them? Is anybody trying to clean it? There's a song that says, I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. I've never been in a Burger King bathroom and thought to myself, it's safe to get busy in here. Now, they say in the story here that the employee that was involved in the transaction was fired. How do we know it's the employee's fault? Maybe this Burger King is trying out a new approach to get people to keep eating in their restaurant, You smoke a little weed, you get hungry again. You're in the Burger King, you buy more. The strategy to keep them stoned and hungry in your restaurant, on your premises. This just could be brilliant for business. Dang, that was a good cheeseburger. I kind of want 6 more. Well, what was that? What was that lettuce that was on it? That was a special lettuce. It was the devil's lettuce. The story ends by saying the local police department are investigating and will release additional information if it becomes available. What about this lady on the TikTok? Is she just going to be allowed to narc everybody in Ohio? Are we going to just allow that to happen? This snitch? She going to get some stitches, this snitches? You know, for telling the police, basically, about Burger King's secret menu, you know? This ungrateful Karen ruining it for the rest of us. Just remember it's weird news, and it'll be all right. Beep. Hi, my friends. Hi, how are you? I just want to extend greetings to you, and just want to say I'm grateful for you for spending a little time with me in the Weird AF News podcast. I know sometimes it's not easy, but you're there, and I appreciate that. Tomorrow's Friday, so we're going to be doing only weird news from Florida. And if you're new to the show, that's right. Fridays is Florida Friday. Only doing weird news from Florida. So if any of you lovely, beautiful people, you delicious weirdos, come across any weird news from Florida from this past week that you think is appropriate for the Florida Friday episode, you don't hesitate to send that over to your buddy Jonesy in the closet. It's funnyjones@gmail.com. You can also drop it into my DMs. Oh, that's right. Don't be shy. Get right in there, deep in my DMs, at Funny Jones. That's right. There's a phone number here for the show, 646-450-2012. Just throwing that out there. I'm feeling like a late-night DJ right now. How am I sounding? Want to give some thanks and praise to Kendall, who gave me a very nice Amazon review of the podcast. Did you know you could give me a review on Amazon? That's a nice thing that you can do with yourself. Hey, would you like to get into heaven? How about you give Weird AF News podcast a nice 5-star review on Amazon? That'll help you get into heaven. Kendall gave me 5 stars. I mean, just really gratuitous, you know, gracious, not unselfish Kendall. Kendall wrote, "Love your weird news, Jonesy. I listen to it on my alarm when I wake up and when commuting to and from work. Significantly improves my mental health with a good laugh each day. Got to get my fix of daily global weirdness from Boston to Brazil to Spain to India to Thailand. Don't miss Florida Fridays. This dude is also a great singer, speaks multiple languages, a scholar of geography and anthropology. Wink. There are not enough words to describe this experience. Good luck with your life, man." A scholar of geography. As I just totally butcher all these cities and countries and names. So funny. Kendall, great sense of humor. You know, I'm very, very lucky to have very, very funny and cool listeners like you. So appreciate Kendall. Thank you so much for leaving that review on Amazon. It's a big help if you want to leave a review. You can do it on Amazon and Apple, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, I believe it's also called. If you would like to donate to the show or support it in other ways because you struck it rich for some reason, maybe you have a gold mine or some sort of, maybe you're into the cryptocurrencies and, you know, something went your way. You know, maybe you just won a bowling tournament. I don't know. They give out cash prizes for such things. Perhaps you're a stripper and you had a really good night. Maybe you had a really good night. Well, you can go to weirdafnews.com, and that's where you can either join the Patreon or you can buy me a coffee or make a PayPal donation, any of that. Before I let you go, I just want to say that it's a sad day for me and for many other artists like me. David Lynch, the great director, passed away. So I just want to bring attention to this great man that we had in the world of filmmaking and just in the culture in general. Just a wonderful, wonderful person and a very weird person. And that's what one of the qualities that I admire about David Lynch so much is that he was just unabashedly weird. He had a vision for making weird art and didn't care when anybody thought about it. He would just push forward, making his art, making his weird visions come true, and didn't care if you liked it or even understood it. And I just admire a guy like that. You know, it takes a lot of balls to do that. I mean, I'm an artist as well, and I know how hard that is to make stuff that's really boundary pushing, because you really feel a blowback from your audiences. You know, they don't, especially when they're confused or they just don't like it overall. You know, And it's hard to keep going down that path when you don't get that, typical positive reinforcement from your audience. But David didn't care, and he just kept making weird, cool stuff his whole life. So I'll be spending this weekend watching David Lynch movies. Some of my favorites, obviously Blue Velvet comes to mind. Mulholland Drive. Is it Wild at Heart? I think it's Wild. I like Wild at Heart. And yeah, and the TV series as well that he made was just fabulous. Twin Peaks, the original. Really enjoy that. So shout out to David Lynch. He makes a very cool, one of my favorite actor cameos. He's on a couple episodes of Louis C.K.'s show, Louis, where he mentors him for a late night talk show host. And he's just so fabulous in that cameo. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. Those are two standalone episodes that you could just watch. You don't have to watch an entire series. Those two are standalone episodes for Louis. And David Lynch is just phenomenal in there. Yeah, so rest in peace, David Lynch. And, if you haven't familiarized yourself with his work, I recommend it very highly, very highly. Watch some of his movies this week and celebrate David Lynch as an artist and as a person. So, thank you.